Hi everyone, Dr. Emmy from Pain Free and Fit and Posture Size. Today we've got part 2 of how to work out your arms without aggravating your spondylolisthesis low back pain. Today we're going to be talking about biceps training. Hope you enjoy. So learning how to train your biceps with spondylolisthesis of the lower back is a key component if you want to work out, get a great arm workout at the gym, but not aggravate your lower back pain. There's a lot of mistakes that can happen with biceps curls, and a lot of my patients with spondyl need to learn these tips. I hope they help you as well. Remember, with spondylolisthesis, as in any type of mechanically induced musculoskeletal pain, we need to learn how to stabilize that segment. If you haven't yet done so, go to the Posture Size or the painfreeandfit.com website, learn what your unique mechanical issues are that are affecting your spondylolisthesis pain. Spondylolisthesis pain just doesn't happen out of the blue. There's some mechanical factor that caused that tissue damage in your lower back, and there's mechanical factors that are going to keep aggravating your pain unless you learn how to stabilize it. And you do that by placing your spine in a neutral spine that's unique for you. My neutral spine, the way I contract my muscles to stabilize my back, is different than yours, different from Sally's, and different from Jim's. We all have our unique posture issues, movement tendencies, muscle imbalances. Certain stabilizing muscles are stronger than others. We have a tendency to move or twist our body more to one side than another. These faults all come out with training. As you're pushing your body, you're going to go to your default strength, which many times is your state of dysfunction in terms of how you position your spine, how you tense muscles around your spine. So learn what your RPI, or reverse posture isometric, is. That's unique for you to stabilize your spine with these exercises or any exercises to protect your lower back. With that being said, let's get into curling. Curling, which is a big part of arm training for biceps, is many times done with a barbell. Whether we're using an easy curl bar like I'm holding here or a straight bar, if we have a typical stance with curls at a certain sticking point where the exercise gets difficult to do, where we, in the arc of motion, have to put a little bit more effort to get through it, the tendency is to rock with momentum, the pelvis forward, and to arch the lower back to complete the rep. Unfortunately, at this point, when we do this, we're extending or overarching that lower back, and that many times, remember, if you've seen any of our other videos, is what drives that spondylolisthesis segment a bit more forward because of the pressure, like drawing a bow. As you pull it back and that arch increases, the most distal part has to drive forward mechanically. So to prevent that, what we're going to use is we're going to use a split stance. One leg forward, one leg back. Whether you're doing wide, whether you're doing narrow curls, whatever your preference is, a split stance used by many Olympic lifters is going to prevent or help us stabilize as a backwards post from leaning back as much. With that, we're going to add on some abdominal tension, like we're doing a little crunch, keeping our rib cage down towards our pubic bone, so that as we curl up, and particularly at that sticking point, we're hunching the ribs down. That's going to allow us to complete the repetition without having that tendency to put momentum into it. If, as opposed to a barbell, we use dumbbells, it's even easier. Dumbbells in a split stance allows us to curl one at a time. And as we do that, there's more of a tendency to laterally flex or bend sideways into the side that you're curling rather than bending backwards. And unless you have a spondylolisthesis problem that's aggravated with side bending, this dumbbell version may be a safer alternative to go heavy while still getting a great arm workout, but not leaning backwards. Again, if you go heavy and you have a tendency not to be able to yet have the strength to stabilize your back, slowing down the cadence of your curls so you're going slower will produce a great arm workout without that extra weight throwing momentum in. Slowing down cadences of all exercises is a great way to increase stability. Seated curls is another example of this concept. As we're sitting, if I'm working with two bells at a time, there's more of a tendency at that sticking point to throw my weight backwards to complete the rep. When I'm sitting down on a bench, I can also use a split stance by dropping one knee backwards. As I'm curling now, I can use that same abdominal tension as standing with two arms, or in the seated position, curl one arm at a time. Again, that produces, as I'm trying to lock that rep out, more of a sideways tilt than a backwards tilt. If I'm using an incline bench, it helps to have my feet elevated. The higher my knees are, the more flexion or forward bend on the spine, the less extension that I'm going to have while I'm curling. If I'm using an exercise like a spider curl, where I'm supine and curling up into my armpits, If my legs are down, much more of a tendency to arch my lower back, aggravate spondylo. If my feet are up, either on pedestals or all the way up at the bench, my back is flatter. It's a lot easier to avoid aggravating spondylo. Prone curls is a favorite. This is a great one for people that have had problems with their lower back. It's active, it's really bothering them. How can I even work out arms? My back's really kicking in today. One way to do it is in the prone position. Using a rolled up towel or a foam roller, place it under your lower abdomen, and in the face down position, that prevents the lower back from arching. It helps to pull the lower abdomen in and takes that arch in the lower back and decreases it. In that position then, I can do my curls. Great way. Back muscles are not really active at all with this. You're using your abs to crunch a little bit more. Back's relaxed. The weight of the chest is holding you, getting a great arm workout, taking the back out of it. If we're going to use preacher curls, if I'm on a preacher bench, my elbows are forward, typically this is a safer exercise for arm training with spondylo. However, again, at that sticking point, the problem is people want to raise their torso. They want to raise their chest to help get over that sticking point. Keep the chest down as you're doing your preacher curls to stabilize the lower back. Concentration curls, where you're sitting down and you're curling like this. Again, at that sticking point, if it's really tough, there's going to be a tendency to arch or raise that torso. Keep the torso down, stability in the lower back using your RPI. And finally, great option for arm training biceps with spondylo is a standing high cable curl. Done one arm at a time or with two. If you're using two arms at a time, it's a lot easier to extend the back. If you're using one arm at a time, it's a lot easier to curl and stabilize because the force again is lateral. It wants to pull you sideways. It doesn't want to pull you backwards. All the weight, all the resistance is sideways or lateral to your body. As long as you're holding your RPI and preventing your torso from leaning in, you can get a great biceps workout. You can supinate. You can do these like hammer curls with your fist coming into you. You can do it for the brachialis muscle with a pronated grip, or you can do it emphasizing biceps straight in as you're curling. So these are the tips that you can use to prevent your lower back from aggravating you, still getting a great arm workout with spondylolisthesis pain. If you enjoy this biceps training segment on spondylolisthesis pain, feel free to subscribe to our channel. We've got a lot of great videos out there to help you get into shape and avoid aggravating your lower back. Questions or comments, write in. I'll do my best to answer them. If you'd like to help me help others, give me a thumbs up below. Let's share this vital information with other people suffering from spondylolisthesis. And remember, if you're looking to formulate a great healing program for your lower back pain with spondylolisthesis, check out our Fast Track Spondylolisthesis program at the painfreeandfit.com website. It has all the body analysis you need to figure out what your mechanical issues are, how to correct them that pertain to your spondylolisthesis pain, stretches, coordination exercises, all the steps to prepare and help heal your body by reducing the mechanical stresses, and it teaches you systematically how to get back into all kinds of workouts without aggravating your lower back pain. I hope this video on spondylolisthesis, bicep, and arm training helps you with your chronic lower back pain.